come visit. This is Joe Galgoul and his secret garden back here.
Hey Tom, welcome. How you doing today?
Good. All right. So we're just doing a what we call a member tour of their own homes. So don't be ashamed because I'm going to do the same with all of ours. So go ahead. Let's just walk through your garden really quick.
All right. Well, here's something I've been working on. This is a tiny elm. My friend Robert gave it to me, and Dennis came down from up north. Dennis Makashima had a class, and it was quite large. We've been pushing it back. It's just taking off right now. I'm gonna later on today give it its first clippings, and it's coming along. It's probably about a 45-year-old tree.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So yeah, my friend Robert Everett gave it to me, and he said I'm tired. I don't know what to do with it. So I said I'll play with it.
Yeah. Are you gonna repot it this year? You think, or is it kind of late?
We drastically took off a bunch of branches, so I'll do it next year. I wanted to really flourish and really fill in. So he said wait a year, and I said okay. I did a lot of cleaning up of the roots. This thing was like a big ball, just everything was knotted up around, so it wasn't very eye appealing. So this is actually the front right here.
Oh, nice.
So got a lot of movement. Yeah, he did a lot of work on it, but it was just getting out of hand, and so kind of bring it back into proportion, make it look right. Knock the ugly out of it, like Dennis says. And then here's my olive clump. I was getting it ready for the California show. Unfortunately, it got canceled, but yeah, I just mossed it up.
It's a nice tree. So you can talk about
This used to belong to Lila, and she gave it to Mel Kaida, and it was at his house, and it was in pretty bad shape. I've had it for about almost 5 years now. I got it. It was just down to nothing in soil. It was overgrown, half dead. So slowly bringing it back, cleaning it up. I've showed it at the convention, and I got a good response there. And so I thought I'd show it again at the California, but we'll have to wait till later when we get a chance to put that show on.
So is it a collector tree? It looks like a collector tree.
I think it is. I'll have to ask Mel and find out, but she had it for a while. Yeah.
Anything you changed since you got it?
Yeah, it had the top was all termited out, so I got rid of it. It was something got on it when it was on my bench and cracked over. So two others straightened it out, and so the apex is coming back a little better. I'm trying to get a little more growth up into this area to
fill it in.
It's kind of like on this side. So get rid of the dead and get into the new. Cleaned it out a lot so it'll come start to grow up.
It's an awesome tree.
Thank you.
It's an awesome tree. Love it.
Yeah, and it's a pretty good tree because you can do it like a 360 degrees. So it's got a good other side too. So
oh wow,
you can show either side, which is it's magnificent trunk.
You gotta make one of those automated turntables to turn 360.
I have it on my when I have it on the bench over here. I have it on one. Yeah.
Oh, let's look at yours. The trees.
So we'll start on this side. This is full sun bench on this side. So this gets all morning sun, and it comes. Actually, excuse me. This is morning sun on this side, and this gets morning sun, afternoon shade, and this is afternoon, the heavier sun, because the sun comes across this way, and it starts getting really hot.
All right, let's talk about your trees. You want to get close up, so you're gonna.
Yeah, this is a.
You can get closer, Joe. It's okay. There you go.
This is a ficus I bought at Bob Presser's. Tom and I went up there last year.
Oh, this is like 3 years ago now.
3 years ago?
Yeah, it's about 3 years.
Yeah, it was about this big tree, and I cut it down, working on the base, getting it kind of filled in there.
In real life, man. Look, he's weeding as we go.
Good. With this rain, you can't keep on top of everything. So then I have this is my granddaughter's. That's my grandsons over here. We got some.
Oh, you're planting something.
Yeah, we're planting marigolds. So we got them from seed. So I told them in a couple months it'll be popping up. So and Wisteria. It should be popping pretty soon. It's starting to bud right now. You can see it's starting to bud right now. In a couple months it'll be not as nice as yours at your house.
Oh, well, mine's in the ground. That's a different story.
Then I have a root over rock. We did with Lindsay. I don't know, what, 8 years ago?
Yeah, about 8.
Yeah, and mine died, so he gave me his. So I've been working on that. It's a trident maple. And then here's a California, was a Harry Horrell collected tree. I won at the Kofukai auction in 2000, was it 14? No, yeah, it was 2014.
About 5 years ago.
Yeah, 2014. And then I took it to Roy's and had it grafted. And then Roy came to our meeting and started doing the first cutback. Then I took it to Tom Vaughn and we pushed it down, did the bend. This year I'm going to take all the wire off and all the straps and everything off. And
that was one long branch, if I remember.
yeah, that was up to about this high.
Well, how high?
About 3 feet high.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we brought it down into the foliage, into the gin. I hand did all the gin, worked it way back, looking pretty good.
Sure. That's a sweet looking little tree.
Then here's did a class with Dennis Makashima, went up to his place. He had us all pick out a tree. And so...
and it looks like a trident, is that correct?
It's a trident, yeah. He's had it, what do you say, 30 years?
What was the goal of that, giving you guys a tree?
Well, the class we started was to learn how to do the basic, from the roots on up, structure, movement, designing the tree, follow the line correctly, make sure you get your right apex. So it's very good. We got 2 more classes with him.
Oh wow, so it's a really intensive course.
Really intensive class, yeah. Like I said, I had one here in February, and that's when I worked on that elm over there. So, and then this was a Harry Horrell collected tree. I got that from Lindsay. It was a pretty ugly tree. And last year I took a class with Morrow Stemberger, and I worked on it 3 times with him already. And so he said, okay, now we're finally ready to put a design in it, because I let it go, pushed it back, let it go, pushed it back for the first couple times. And then he said, okay, let's put a design on it and let's pot it. And I said, okay.
So it's a California with still the original
foliage. Correct. Yep, that's a true California.
Sure, that looks awesome.
So, and this is a Tom Vaughn olive tree. I won in the Winter Silhouette 2 years ago. Then I have a couple olives down here that was collected at Mel's house across the street. His neighbor moved, so he took down the tree. So we got some cuttings, and I put it in. It was about 3 feet high, and I pushed it down, and starting to take shape. Been working on that for about a year.
I see you have a quick shelf. You want to talk about how your shelf was made, just in case someone wants to make a shelf similar to that?
Yeah, there's a 2x6s. They're 12 feet long, 3 bricks. I made the bottom one of the shelf, put all my pots on there. Of course, you never have the right pot at the right time. So as you accumulate pots, you buy pots, you win at the auction, in the raffles. So, you know, rather than have them all over the place, I try to centralize them and see what I have. And it makes it kind of easy. And they said, oh, I need a square pot, so I got square pots here, I got round pots here.
Oh, so you have some organization to the chaos.
Yeah, a little bit. I got the round ones to the left, the square ones here, and then these are all colored pots. So I do have some kind of organization.
Wow, I think Joe has better organization. Mine's all scattered like an Easter egg hunt. Let's keep continuing on that row. Let's look at some trees.
This is a red pine. This is a white pine. This is a black pine.
How do you tell the difference?
Well,
these 2
here, I won at the raffle, and Fred Mihata had schooled me on them. So that's how I know what those are. So the small one I remember was the white pine, and the bigger one was the red pine. And then this is a black pine. We just did this with Peter on Wednesday. This is an Ed Clark tree, and so we did the first style. And in May we're going to come in and cut back all the candles and push it way back. I'm just now getting into pines.
I'm surprised that the white and the red pine does well in Southern California.
You know, everybody tell me they don't do good, and I've already cut those back 3 times.
And you had this for what, 2 years now?
2 years, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can't grow pines. I don't get the full
well, under
sun.
the guidance of Tom Vaughn, he helped me with those. and like I said, with that one with Peter. And then this one I got from Ed Clark. This is a Kelly pine. Herb Kelly Black
Herb Kelly.
pine.
How do you get Herb Kelly?
I don't know, but that's what he said it is. So he wrote on the Herb Kelly black pine, and he said this one's real simple to take care of.
Is that related to Mike Kelly?
Yeah, that's what I call it, Mike Kelly. And then this is a coast oak that I got in 2011. It was about a 15-foot tree. Cut it down, cut it down, cut it down. Then I got it about down where I want it. So I've been working on it slowly.
Was that like a yard tree at one point then?
Yeah, it was going to be
A yard tree?
yeah, it would be a yard tree, correct. Uh-huh. And here's another California. I got at the Sansukai auction. Had Tom Vaughn help me bend it down. It was about this high, so we took and just crushed it down. And I'm going to air layer this piece here because you always want to leave a secondary tree in case the first one doesn't work out. So that's why we left this one and didn't do anything with it yet.
Can you air layer in California?
Yes, you can. Tom has had good results with California.
Oh, because their cambium's so thin. It's really tough to air layer.
Then here's a cork elm. I'm air layering it. It's been about a year. Looks like the roots are coming through here, so I think we're going to be okay. I got that from Glenn Van Winkle.
Fresno. Yeah, before he was.
It was a big old bush, and when I pushed it back down, and it was actually looked like a Coke bottle, opposite way. I mean, literally looked like a Coke bottle. So we decided to air layer it and probably make a shohin out of it. It's going to come out pretty good.
Yeah. And of course, you have your rose garden as we pan across here.
Yeah, right now, I got multiple colors in the roses. So they're just coming back. Just trimmed everything up.
And that's for your wife, I presume?
Oh, yeah. She said, can you put some flowers in the yard? And I said, okay.
Yeah, it's happy wife, happy life, right?
So this is a demo tree that's going to be worked on.
Ooh.
If we have a demo in May.
Demo tree. Oh, so you're keeping it alive.
Yeah.
So it's Itaogawa, if I remember.
Itaogawa, got it from Ed Clark. So, you never have enough material to work on for these demos.
But we're ready, right? We're ready.
We're ready. We'll see what happens according to this the virus, and we keep canceling.
We might have to do virtual. I might just film it and send it live.
Yeah, just do the
bare minimum.
Guest artists, and just do
a camera. That's all we need at this point.
Yeah. This is an olive.
Okay, are you sure that's an olive? Because that looks more than like a mound of beef there. Look at that.
That was an olive. We actually went to Jonathan's house, and we took down a big, about a 15 to 20 foot olive tree, and it was Tom Vaughn and Mike Kelly, Kevin, Gus.
Why did he ask you to dig a tree out?
Because it was too close to the house. And it was starting to grow underneath the house, and it was going to damage the house. So it was dying off on one side. Somebody had cut it, and he said, "I just need to get it out of there." So we actually tore the whole tree down. This is the base of the tree. We actually used jackhammers and split this thing up, and it's just starting to really take off right now.
So you're saying that there's no straight cuts on this thing at all?
No straight cuts.
You can turn the back really quick so the viewers have a chance to see what it looks like.
This was all ripped apart. See all the
so you don't get no cut marks.
No cut marks to make it look all natural.
Well, that's pretty sweet.
This was actually laying down in this position like that. Okay.
Oh wow! And you have it. It looks like pure sand.
It's sand and pumice.
Oh.
And so, sand and pumice to hold the. And this is a root off the same tree, and it's starting to produce runners right now. I had it covered up in plastic, and
almost like a humidity. Get that really high humidity in there.
We took it out in June, and so.
Well, that's a bad time, isn't it?
Yeah, and it was actually raining that day, so it wasn't too bad. So, we kept them covered up in plastic, and they've been doing very, very well.
It looks like you almost have 100% success rate, doesn't it?
So far, I got one back here that's died off, but it's coming back. So I have five of them, and out of 5 of them they're taken. That one's, we'll see what happens.
And they had no roots? It was just pure cuttings? They're just stump cuts?
Stump cuts. So they all had live vein. Tom was showing us where the live veins were, and he said, that'll work. So we tried to get the portions that had the live vein, and he said that was actually upside down. That was the bottom of the tree.
Oh, the bottom of the tree.
Yeah, get it quick. This was actually the bottom of the tree. This is the root going down. So I turned it upside down, forcing the foliage to come up through the bottom.
Oh, that's
It gives
kind of
it a
crazy.
unique look.
That's
Yes.
crazy.
Yeah. And then this is a forest, a feminine forest I put together about eight years ago. Keep trimming it back. It's getting there. Slowly.
This looks really nice.
It's getting, there's 9 trees in there, so yeah. And this is a boxwood forest. I dug up each one of these trees, stripped them down to nothing.
It's a collective forest?
Collected forest individually. It was a lady in La Cañada was taken out of her backyard, and it was all the way hedging, all the way around her backyard. So I dug up 7 of them, and 5 of them lived. And so I've had that for about 4 or 5 years. Had them in individual trees, and I put them in a forest about 2 years ago. It's been doing really well. And then over here I have it's called a cork elm.
Maple.
Cork maple, excuse me. Cork maple, it's a dwarf. I got that from Ed Clark. It was about 3 feet high, 3 or 4, maybe a foot higher. Last year I reduced it. This year I even reduced it more.
Let me see you can see the corkage.
I had it in the winter silhouette show this year in a smaller pot, and Sergio came in. He said you need to open it up, the roots, to get it bigger, and open up the branching a little wider. So I did. So he said put a lot of wire on it, get it going in a good direction. So I've been really concentrating on trying to make it look a lot better. It's just now starting to pop, and I think it's going to be a very, very nice tree again. And this is also a maple I got from Ed Clark, was about 6 or 8 months ago. And Dennis was here, like I said, in the class, so we tried to knock some of the ugly out of it. And
Is that his phrase, knock the ugly out of it?
knock the ugly out of it, make it look like a tree. Well, we had branches coming underneath, branches going this way, that way, and this. So kind of like get back to basics, but when you come to decidual trees, it's a little bit easier if you take the time to clean them up the correct way the first time, because you're going to have so much overgrowth that's really hard to define the tree. So best time is to defoliate it, start from the roots, work your way up, find the main branch, find your apex, find your first, second, third branch, and just design it the way it should be.
Oh, you learned a lot there, Joe.
Yeah,
Look at that.
you know.
I think you're ready to teach a class, Joe.
You know, it's basically, bonsai 101, but it's a little bit different when you on different trees that you work on. So, this was a Chinese elm I had probably about 6 years. It really took a dive last year. It's slowly coming back.
You know why it was dying back?
I don't know what happened to it. It was doing real well, and then all of a sudden it died. So I lost the whole top of the tree, and I lost a bunch of branching. So I'm just gonna let it run out, and then see if I can get it to come back. It's just looking a lot better. It was really, really bad. So I changed the soil, and hopefully it's coming back. I got that at California show about 6 years ago. San Diego show 6 years ago, and then it was Lindsay liked the pot and I liked the tree, so he gave me the tree, but so it's coming back.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room. It says Joe's Bonsai. Where did you get that sign from? That's really cool. I want one of those too.
My older daughter, who lives in Vegas, had that made for me.
That's really nice.
And then I retired from the city of Pasadena, and one of the sign trucks had the scenic tour, so I grabbed that and put a sticker on there.
You worked for City of Pasadena how many years?
40 years. Yeah.
Wow.
So I hung up my mechanics tool and picked up my bonsai tool.
Hey, one or two more trees and
and we'll be okay. This is a Yakubusu maple I got from Ed Clark, and it's just popping really nice right now. It's looking really good. A week ago you wouldn't even notice that, but it's looking really good. It just fills in really, really pretty.
Hey, we're right here. You're by your sprinkler system. We're gonna talk about how you water your trees.
Oh yeah, these are about 3.5, 4 foot. I put them on a fine mist, and I've had real good luck with that. rather than blasting them. I was going to a drip system, but I have a ratio system and it works really well. I can turn it on my phone anytime I want, and it really helped my trees during the hot spell. I could turn these on 2 or 3 times a day.
And you don't need to be home, right?
Don't have to be home. Last year I was in Acapulco, or excuse me, in I can't even remember where I was at. In Mexico. In Cancun, Mexico, and we were on a trip, and so I was putting them on 3 times a day because it was like 100 degrees here in Pasadena. So they come on in the morning for about 10 minutes, and then 10 minutes, and it works really well. And it's enough that it's a fine mist, so they don't get blasted, and it works
So
really
you
well.
like the Wi-Fi control?
Oh, the Wi-Fi control is the way to go. It works really well. Yeah.
Hey, what one or two tips for our members, especially about your backyard? You have a shade tarp on top, watering. What 1 or 2 tips?
Yeah, I was finding that a lot of my maples that were in direct sun were getting leaf tip burn, and they were browning up really fast and really quick. So I put up a 50-50 shade tarp, and because this gets a lot of sun in the afternoon, and it really slows down the intensity of the heat, and it really works. They'll stay green through the whole winter into the fall. I mean, through the whole summer into the fall, and it works out really well.
So you do recommend a tarp if you?
Yeah, if you have trees that are kind of touchy with heat, it works really well.
Especially you don't have you don't have a natural tree or anything.
That's correct. Yeah, no, I have no trees back here, so it works out really well. Where a lot of people have a tree to stick it underneath, so it works. This is a 20-foot bench. I got a 12 and an 8-foot over here, and I had to extend it because I got too many trees. And these are all Nuccio Aziegas. A couple of those I won at the Bonsai-a-thon, and a couple from when he had the a meeting for us. So I just potted them, and they're all starting to pop. There's some boom. I pushed them back and keep them in direct sun, and they're working out really well. This is a silverberry I got from Pressler's about 2 years ago, and it was about a 4-foot tree, pushing it back slowly. Been going to Jim Barrett. He's been helping me on that, and I suggest as up and coming bonsai artist that you try to go to as many people as you can and get ideas from as many people as you can, because it makes you just a lot of variety of how to do things. Everybody has the basics, but it gives you a little more interest on certain trees and how to do things. And so I'm fortunate that we have a lot of people around here. There's a lot of resources that you can use, and people that are willing to help you, and it's been great. These trees, these are olives here, and these are junipers. Where we're going to do at our last meeting, we're going to do with Jason Saito
a psyche.
A psyche.
Oh, so you're prep. You're a prep.
So I was going to prep the trees, and I've got the pots, and but we unfortunately had to cancel our meeting. But in the future, we will do it.
If not, we can do an online with Jason 101, and we can share it with everybody still.
Yeah, because we're going to do. It was going to be two people.
Three groups of
2, and so at this time it wasn't a great idea to have everybody mingling together. But Jason, he understood, and he told me, just let me know when you got a free spot, and we'll be glad to reschedule. And I said thank you. So. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Joe. This is amazing for you to give a guided tour of your backyard and your lovely garden. We'll probably post this soon, and thanks a lot, Joe.
Oh, thank you for having me, Tom, and good luck everybody out there. Remember, water your trees.